Hello, my name is Nate. Welcome to my art lab. I'm very excited because today is the day that I'm painting my contribution for my monthly challenge to my Patreons in Nate's Art Lab. And usually I set the challenges to stretch people's skills and techniques in lots of different ways. But this month I've asked everybody to show off because the theme this month is cells. There are so many different ways to create cells using fluid art. People use silicone. I'm going to do a pearl pour tonight. You do straight pours, all flip cups and swipes, all kinds of different ways to make cells and lacing. And so I've asked everybody to show off the variety of ways we can make cells. And hopefully inspire you to try something new. So my guest artist this month is Gina DeLuca. She's one of the OGs of fluid art on YouTube. And she's one of my favorite artists. And she does beautiful straight pours using satin enamels to create these amazing boulder cells. Excuse me, fighting a little bit of a head and chest cold here. I know that there are going to be lots of different things in the rest of the collab. So we have decided, since the art lab has grown so much, that we're going to split our premiere dates into two. So it's going to be Sunday and Monday. So check the playlist, or check my video description for two separate playlists. And oh, excuse me. Yeah, sip of water. There we go. Okay, maybe I shouldn't talk quite so much. But okay, so let me explain this technique a little bit. So these are all metallic colors. This one is a pearl color. And the metallics are created by using mica, crushed up mica flakes. Mica is a mineral that is lighter than water. So it actually, if you crumble it up and put it on water, it actually floats and stays on top. So when you thin these metallic colors down, and make them a very thin consistency, they want to float to the surface. And because liquids like round forms, they come up in cells. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow Dwight Poor's dump and swirl technique. And he's been doing it a lot of these with a colander. So I just dug around and found one that I haven't even used. It's a little dirty, but I haven't even used this one yet. So I'm hoping I'm going to get similar results to him. So let me walk you through the colors. I love this color palette. It's so pretty. I'm very excited about it. So this is DecoArt Dazzling Metallics Shimmering Silver. And these two are very similar tones, so I also added in some Vallejo Pearl Medium because it's white. So it lightened that down to a soft silver color. And then my next color is Chroma Molten Metals Silver. And it's slightly darker than that now. And then this one is Black Pearl from DecoArt Dazzling Metallics. And then this one is DecoArt Extreme Sheen Berry. This is one of my favorite colors in metallics. It's so beautiful. It looks like raspberries. And I think with these grays, it's kind of like a Chanel color palette, I think. What I'm going to do is pour those in the colander one at a time. And I'll probably repeat the pattern twice. And then I've got some Artist Loft Soft Body White mixed up. And I will be pouring this directly over top of those colors. And then tilting it out. And that way these colors which are on the bottom will rise through this color in cells. And it's beautiful. When it works, it's a beautiful technique. The key to it is the consistency. So you want a consistency for your metallic colors that leaves just the slightest little mound when it's drizzled off of the stir stick. And then for the Artist Loft Soft Body White, you want this to be thinner than the other paints. White paints are usually denser than the other colors, especially because these are metallics. We know these are very light. So this color wants to sink and these colors want to rise. So that's part of the magic of how this happens. As long as I got my consistency right. So let's hope that is the case. So let's go ahead and layer our colors and see if we can make this magic happen. Okay, so that's roughly in the center. It doesn't have to be perfect because I'm going to tilt this out anyway. So I think I'm going to start. I have the most of this light silver color, so I'm going to start with a healthy puddle of that here. And then right on top of it, I'm going to put the berry. Oh, I already love that. Wow. And I'm going to stop when I see that it's starting to come out of the slots on the side. And then I think I'm going to go with the mid-tone silver on top of that. And then the black pearl on top of that. And then that lightest silver again. Ooh, I wonder if that berry is just going to completely take over. Maybe. Add a little more of the silver, I've got a lot of it. Let's put some more of the berry, but maybe not quite so much, because it really does look like it wants to take over. And then we go back with the mid-tone silver. And the black. And that lightest silver again. Now this is a 24 by 36 inch canvas. I need about 30 ounces of fluid paint, and I've probably put on 20 ounces of paint already. So I don't need any more metallics. Oh, look at that. That is beautiful. I'm so happy with those colors already. I hope these pearls work. Oh my gosh. All right. So that has sat long enough. I can pull this up. Not worried about the specific pattern because I'm about to pour some paint directly over it. And let's set that off to the side where it's not going to make a mess. There. Okay. Wow, I was right. These colors are amazing. Okay. So now the fun part happens. I'm still getting used to my new studio and the different camera angles and stuff and such. So I apologize if, as I'm tilting this, I go a little off screen. I'm going to tilt this way and then this way, bring it back to the center, and then cover the other two corners. So if I'm going that direction first, I want my puddle paint to be right about here, so that these colors, as it pushes those colors out, it has the furthest to go. So I'm going to start right about here. this is almost exactly what I was hoping for. I love these colors together. I was really concerned that pink was going to take over, but I think it's the perfect amount. There's lots of the silver. Come over to look at these beautiful cells. Oh, so pretty. That lacing is so nice. All of the cells are multicolored. There's streaks of brighter vibrancy. There's some really dark bits. I have a feeling some of these, this might dry, like the cells themselves might dry a little darker as it goes. But look at that. Oh, so pretty. You can definitely see all three different colors of silver. Look at that, like webbing. So pretty. When the cells form really densely together, that's when we call it cells enlacing. You see that a lot in the TriArt bloom technique, especially with their with the swipes. Oh, that section there is so pretty. Look at that. Ooh, look at those multicolored little, oh, that really, really pretty. These over here are really nice too. Ooh, pretty, pretty, pretty. Okay, I'm really happy with this. Let's see how this dries. So here we have the dry results. Look how beautiful these colors are together. And the entire canvas is covered in cells. It's exactly what I was looking for. In fact, all of the negative space that was here when I left, while this was still wet, all of this filled in with more cells. Look how big and beautiful these are. And all of these cells enlacing, some great contrast of vibrant berry metallic color, but lots of grays and different shades also. I wish I'd gotten a little bit more of that black pearl, but it is adding some depth in various areas. That right there is really gorgeous. I love this. Look at that. Pink and gray is such a classic Chanel color combo. So it's given me some ideas. The next time you see this painting, I'm going to transform this. I'm using this as a backdrop. I'm going to add a transparent base coat to it and then do a blowout using my hairdryer on top. So I'll have two different kinds of textures on the same canvas, and I'm really looking forward to how that works out. And I'll need to fix a mistake. You see this one little white spot right there? I thought it was dry, and I went to run my hand over top of it, and it was still wet right there. So it's dried flat, but why am I like this? I have to touch everything. And you'd think after 6 or 7 years of doing this, I would know better, but I still touched it, and it could have been a problem, but because this is going to be a backdrop, I'll disguise that when I do my blowout. I'll just make sure that gets covered up with the next layer. But I really enjoyed this, and I got exactly what I wanted from it. The key was having the right consistency as well as using the right ingredients, and I'm really happy with it. I hope you really like it too. Next up in the collab, if you'd like to see more ways to create cells, is Gina DeLuca, and then followed by the rest of my art lab. Lots of variety of different techniques, and I hope you stick around for all of them. The playlists are in the video description. But immediately following this is going to be some pictures from my art lab members who don't have YouTube channels, and I want you to see their art as well. So stick around for that, and then, you know, go mix up some paints and be fearless.